Today, we're doing a forensic deep dive into a system of deception, one that's built to prey on one of our deepest anxieties, the cost of our health. We're going to deconstruct, piece by piece, exactly how prescription discount scams work. And these aren't just simple cons, they're sophisticated machines, engineered to steal your medical identity. So let's begin.
It's a heck of a paradox, isn't it? The very thing that offers you relief is actually the weapon. This isn't about losing a few bucks here and there. It's about a system that's designed to turn your need for medicine into a criminal's payday. That little card promising savings, it's really just a brilliantly designed tool for identity theft, and we're about to put it under the microscope.
So what's this whole scam built on? Well, it all hinges on one single powerful emotion: stress. Specifically, the stress that comes from the sky-high cost of medication. Scammers don't just stumble upon victims, they hunt for vulnerability. They've learned how to weaponize the very real anxiety that millions of us feel every single day when we look at our prescription bills.
And their targeting is just surgical. They zero in on seniors, people without insurance, or anyone managing a long-term illness, because they know that's where the financial pressure is at its absolute worst. Then they use something called the trust ploy. By pretending to be from an official-sounding program like Medicare or Obamacare, they tap into our natural tendency to trust authority. And that leads to their core deception, the insurance blur. They intentionally throw around words like coverage, benefits, and health plan to make you believe you're getting legitimate insurance when you're actually walking right into a trap.
And let's be crystal clear, this is not just a simple financial scam. The moment they get your data, the damage just spirals. We're talking about fraudulent billing, where criminals use your identity to file all sorts of fake claims. Even worse, they can actually corrupt your real medical records, adding false information that could seriously and dangerously affect the care you get down the road. The real cost here isn't a subscription fee, it's the theft of your entire medical and personal identity.
All right, so let's pop the hood on this thing and look at the mechanics. We're going to walk through the scammer's playbook step by step to show you their process. This isn't random. It's a carefully engineered identity extraction machine.
Okay, so it all kicks off with step 1, targeting. They use social media ads that are aimed at people searching for expensive drugs, or they'll send you these mailers that look incredibly official. From there, they move to step 2, the eligibility pretext. You get a call, and they claim to be a government partner, which immediately makes you lower your guard. Now look at step 3. This is the activation hook. They'll say something like, to get your 90% discount, we just need to verify your account. And that leads right to the financial harvest in step 4, where they ask for your bank account or social security number for processing. And finally, look at how it all ends in step 5, concealment and theft. While you're standing at the pharmacy finding out the card is totally useless, they're already charging your bank account with bogus monthly fees and selling your personal data.
Okay, let's just pause right here, because this is the pivot point. The request to activate or verify a card that you got for free, that is the single biggest red flag in this whole process. Why? Because legitimate discount programs never need your private financial info to work. They're basically coupons. This right here is the precise moment the whole thing shifts from a supposed offer of help to a straight-up act of theft.
And this brings us to what I call the psychological choke point. You see, when they ask for your social security number or your bank information, they are preying on your hope. The victim truly believes they are just seconds away from finally affording their medicine, and that feeling of imminent relief, it's so powerful that it just overrides all rational thought. They create this sense of urgency, making you feel like if you don't do this right now, this lifeline is going to disappear forever.
And this is where the trap snaps shut. Just imagine it. The victim is at the pharmacy, card in hand. They present it, full of hope, only for the pharmacist to tell them it's invalid, it doesn't work. That feeling of confusion and embarrassment is exactly what the scammer is counting on. Because while the victim is distracted, trying to figure out what went wrong, that first fraudulent monthly subscription fee has already been charged to their account. The promise of savings has vanished, and the reality of theft has just begun.
So, we've seen the mechanics, the how. But to really get a handle on this scam, we have to look at why it's so brutally effective. And it has nothing to do with intelligence. It's all about a deep, cynical understanding of human psychology. These scammers are basically hijacking your brain's natural programming.
The main weapon they use is a cognitive bias called loss aversion. See, behavioral economists have shown that the pain we feel from losing something is about twice as powerful as the pleasure we feel from gaining it. So what scammers do is create the illusion that you already have this miracle discount.
That activation step isn't about getting the discount. It's framed as being about not losing it. And that fear of loss is so intense that it just overpowers the rational fear of a scam, causing you to be functionally blind to all the obvious red flags.
This really brings us to the two modes of our thinking. You can think of it like this. Scammers are betting you'll stay in System 1. That's your fast, intuitive, emotional brain. That part of your brain zeroes in on the promise of relief. It ignores red flags because you're desperate, and it feels a really powerful urge to just comply. The defense? It lies in activating System 2, your slow, deliberate, logical brain. System 2 is the part that questions why they need fees or data, recognizes that they're just mimicking real insurance, and most importantly, it pauses to check with a trusted source, like your doctor or pharmacist.
And to keep you locked in that emotional state, they use a few other dirty tricks. They create administrative panic with urgent benefit alerts to rush you. They use authority props, fake government seals or stock photos of smiling doctors to seem legit. They cause decision fatigue by burying fees in super long, complicated fine print, knowing you'll just give up trying to read it. And finally, they create a privacy window, telling you to keep this offer private to isolate you from anyone who might spot the scam. Okay, we have completely dissected this scam's anatomy. Now for the most important part. How do we defend against it? The answer is actually simpler than you might think. Let's build our defense, and it starts with the most accessible healthcare expert you know. So, how do you build an impenetrable defense? Well, the good news is you don't have to be a cybersecurity genius. The key is just building a simple, repeatable set of habits, kind of like a mental firewall that stops these scammers cold before they can ever get through. Here it is, your defensive toolkit. First up, red flag detection. If an offer demands money to activate a supposedly free card, that is your non-negotiable red flag. Second, the no-fee guardrail. Real discount cards are free. They never charge a fee or ask for your social security number, period. Third, and this one is your superpower, the pharmacy reality check. Before you do anything, take the offer to your pharmacist and just ask, is this real? They are your absolute best frontline defense. Fourth, for anything online, use the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy's Buy Safely tool to check out the vendor. And finally, the doctor first rule. Only trust recommendations that come from your doctor, not from some random flyer in your mailbox. So, let's distill all of this down to its absolute core. It all comes down to one unbreakable rule, which we're going to cover in the next 2 slides. This is the one principle that will protect you every time. Let's be perfectly clear. Legitimate prescription discount cards are always free, 100%. They're free to get and they're free to use. There is no activation fee, no processing fee, no monthly subscription. Their business model is based on negotiating with pharmacies, not on taking money from you. Any fee of any kind is a dead giveaway that it's a scam. And this is the second half of that ironclad rule. A legitimate discount card works like a coupon, not a credit card. It has no need to be connected to your identity or your finances. The second someone asks for your social security number or your bank account for a discount card, the conversation is over. It's a scam. Full stop. And this really brings us to the core truth of this entire system. The scam isn't the card, the scam is the process. The bait is always the promise of relief from a high medical bill. But if the price of that relief is your most sensitive personal data, then the discount itself was never real to begin with. It was a ghost, just a lure designed to pull you right into the trap. So we'll end with a simple, protective mantra. Something you can remember. I verify with my pharmacist, not the flyer. Real discounts don't require my social security number. Make that your automatic response. It shifts the power from the scammer right back to you, and it puts your pharmacist exactly where they should be, as the final authority. Stay safe out there and stay vigilant.